exposing predators online, a relentless battle against
offenders.
child
I mean,
exploitation in the digital age.
The reason they turn to porn is because they just lose access to whatever kids they have in their life, or it's just not enough for them, or they need something else. I mean, and that's the thing with the internet. I mean, it gives them a 24-hour window, a 24/7 window for them to offend and to do shit like that.
Hey, welcome to this Xray Podcast. My name is Julio, and today we have Alex Rosen. Alan,
How's it going? Thanks for having me on, y'all. Appreciate it.
Man, hey, thank you. Hey, what a good work you do, man. I'm telling you, it's kind of risky to do that job, but I don't know.
Man, I am so want to tell you in person that I love what you do, dude.
Thank you.
Because it touches heart close to my house because growing up in a Hispanic community, there's and I hate to go into personal deal, but so that way the real depths of where this is coming from. My sisters were molested by my uncle when they were like a really young age. So his name is Ignacio Barbosa, and I'm calling him out in North Carolina, wherever he's at. He didn't get justice, but because in the Hispanic community, they always frown that upon the victims,
Right?
And they make them feel embarrassed. But how I wish there was someone like you back then, getting these type of things. And so, we were discussing with me and Julio, man, we need to bring this guy in here somehow, because it's you're doing something that, for whatever reason, the powers in play seem to want to suppress this, which is something so alarming.
Yeah.
How you get started doing this?
Well, I'm 25 years old now. I know I look a little bit older, but started doing this when I was 19 years old because I could not be a cop when I was 19. I was too young to be a cop. So I just started catching online predators across the country, and I just made a fake account of a 15-year-old boy. 30 minutes later, somebody wants to go meet this kid for sex, and I was just mind blown of just how common this thing is. And 6 years later, we now have arrests in 48 different states and convictions in 41. So it's been pretty good so far.
Wow.
But we have a long way to go.
Man, hey, you texted me last night. You said something happened last night. You have 2 arrests in what city was that? In the L County, whatever it was.
I think it's in Oklahoma.
Oh yes, so we do have.
Yeah, you sent me a text about it, and I was like, and I already sleep, but
Right. Yeah, no. So we one of those 48 states is Oklahoma, and we do have 2 arrests in Beckham County in the 580 area code, I guess, where you used to stay. And one of them was a former firefighter, Mickey Ezel Jr., and then the other one was. I'm not gonna say a former bum because he's still a bum, but I don't think he really amounted to anything. So Calvin Wheeler, I think was Calvin Wheeler. Calvin Weir. Oh crap, Calvin Weir. That was his name. Weir, like weird without the D. So
that is so crazy. So that was basically one of my questions that I had with you was one, if you had ever caught any government official or and that was one. The other thing was how, I remember watching you with Michael Knowles that you had said you couldn't, or you couldn't be a HPD, but you answered is because you were young to start. Because, man, we need people like you, in there, because this is something so serious. I've seen a documentary of showing a map of all the people, the predators.
Right.
And then just biological fathers doing these to their children. The map was like, it just outrageous. How are we not, talking about more about this?
Yeah, no. One of our biggest busts was Kevin Cook in Iowa. He's doing 25 years for molesting his daughter right now. We caught him in Jewel, Iowa, and we saw him on a Facebook group. The reason we actually reached out to him first, which usually we can't really do, but we hit him up as basically posing as a pedo father. And his profile photo was him and his daughter, and we noticed that in the photo, it was like a black and white photo, there was like some fluid on her lips. So we were like, that doesn't look too normal. Because he was in like a kids group. So we're like, what's going on here? So we reach out to him, and he immediately is like, hey, man, are you near Iowa? And we're like, yeah. And he just basically invites us over to, quote unquote, play with his daughter in that type of way. And he invited us over Sunday of that week when he gets custody of her again. So I showed up on Friday. I didn't want to do it in front of her.
Yeah, correct.
And he comes out, he's panicking. He's trying to say, like, I was doing the same thing you're doing. And I was like, well, so we start poking holes in his story. And he ends up admitting that he is attracted to his daughter, that he's molested her, that he has nude photos of her on his phone that he basically forced her to take. And now he's doing 25 years in Iowa for that, Kevin Cook.
Man, that is crazy. Do you ever find out what is the profile, like the actual like age demographic of a predator? Because it seems like pretty wide range, but have you nailed it down? Like this is the mark of the predator.
No, because these people start very young. I mean, we have everybody. The oldest person that we've helped put in prison was 79 years old, Gene Clywer in Washington. No, Gene Clywer in Washington. That's the oldest person that we've like actually got convicted. The oldest pending case is Michael Cargill in Missouri, and he is an 80-year-old former cop, which, you know, again, so
That's
common.
crazy.
And the youngest...
That's so crazy, dude.
Yeah, and the youngest person we put in is 17-year-old Trevor Sullivan in Lano, Texas. And I know he's like under 18. I don't really care because he was into babies. And basically he was advertising that he was selling pornography online. So obviously as a private citizen, we can't just go buy it from him. Like I can't just send him money. He sends me porn. So we're like, hey man, you live pretty close to us. Let's just do it in person. So I get him in my car and basically I have a hidden camera. And he's like, yeah, I got all these videos. And I'm like, yeah, man, how much is it going to be? He's like $30 for the videos. And I tell him like, all right, Trevor, put your phone down and could you come talk to me? And he admits to trying to sell pornography and to molesting two cousins. And right now he's doing 12 years in Texas. So.
Well, I mean, that's, and see, we were talking about this right before you came, like, man, it's just so disgusting and disturbing. And it's like, if it was to me, castrate all these guys, man. I mean, because they, and that was one of our questions too, that these people that you help to capture, do you get like updates of how long? But you just right now, obviously, you have updates that he's doing so many years in jail. But man, sometimes I feel like, and I know this is not everyone's opinion, but man, they should really castrate these guys if we're gonna release them again, because something's not right up here to where they're doing that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not even castration. That's the issue. It's like a lot of them are just so, they just like to get off on kids being hurt. So, or at least just doing stuff with kids. So I don't think castration can be a thing because they still have their hands, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, I know it's cliche to say wood chipper and put a bullet in their head, but that's truly the only way they're going to stop these people, because the amount of straight up reoffenders that we've caught is just, I've lost count.
Yeah. That's one question that I have. Like, they know. We seen videos. I seen the other day a video of Little Pump catching pedophiles too. And this dude is sitting with this girl talking, and he knows that he's a pedophile.
Right.
He's admitted to it, and he has like, hey, I know I'm wrong, but I'm still doing it. Why make him think that way? Of like, I know I'm sick or whatever's going on in my roof, but I'm still doing the wrong thing. Why they think that way?
Well, I think it's just a lack of impulse control. The same reason that I know I shouldn't be eating chocolate cake, but I still eat it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, me eating that's not a crime and doesn't hurt anybody but myself. But these pedos, they just, I mean, even when they have a conscience about it, the fact they still do it. But very, very, very few of these pedos actually, I think, actually have remorse or actually self-reflect on it. I mean, I can only think of one. Steve Holland, he was also in Washington. He's doing 6 years right now. He was a sex offender, and I think he truly felt bad because he walked to the PD and turned himself in and never came back out. Because he got, but yeah, he admitted to another victim that he was not on the hook for, and is like, you know what, I can't be out in society, and he just did it to himself. But yeah, most of them, I think in their own twisted way, they think it's okay if the kid's quote unquote okay with it, or like they think it's not that bad. And
yeah, and see, this is why that whole transitioning kids was, to me, like, that should stop we should nip that right in the bud, because the moment we decide that a can have his own decision making on his sexual organs, they'll open the door for these pedos. Yeah. And the thing is, that is not okay.
No, it's obviously heading in that direction. I mean, basically, if they can make this decision with their penis, why not the next one of like, I mean, it's not getting it chopped off, it's just using it somewhere, So that logic is obviously a thing, and people that obsessed with the genitalia of children, like trans activists are, I mean, absolutely. I think majority of them are probably pedophiles.
And man, it's just it's just so crazy because I was telling Julio this the other day, and I live in Montgomery County, and I grew up with this kid from middle school till high school, and then I lost touch with him. He would always be that kid in class. He wasn't a weirdo kid. He wasn't a popular kid, and people that know me from high school, they'll know who I'm talking about. His name is Robert Walker, but he was a smart kid, not bad. And then I think last year, I see him on the social media where the mugshots, and he was like, I guess, a distributor for thousands of child porn.
Shit.
And he had a baby, and it almost sounds like, by reading it, and I don't know the details, but it sounds like he was also abusing his child.
Yeah, I mean that's usually the case with these child porn offenders. I mean, the reason they turn to child porn is because they just lose access to whatever kids they have in their life, or it's just not enough for them, or they need something else. I mean, and that's the thing with the internet. I mean, it gives them a 24-hour window, 24/7 window for them to offend and to do shit like that. I mean, we had a guy we caught last month in April, Jason Cornell of Muskegon Heights, Michigan. He was a sex offender, molested 2 kids, and went to jail for child pornography. And he was inviting who he thought was a 13-year-old boy to his house. We show up at his house. He admits he was wanting to do all this stuff. Had thousands of images of child pornography on him, and was trading it with this guy in Indiana who he identified for us named Nathan Bailey. And in those messages, I saw Nathan tell him that, it's been a while since I've been with a baby. And
What?
yeah, they were trading videos of babies to each other. And that's the first time I've ever seen anything like that, because Jason opened up his phone because he's like, this is one of the people I'm trading it with. So I was like, yeah, man, pull up his profile, show me his phone number. And the number was actually to a real person. So I was like, holy shit. So the next day, we went ahead and caught Nathan Bailey at his house, and he got arrested too on 34 counts of child pornography in Morgan County, Indiana. And he admitted to us as well that he has molested babies. So he's
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it's pretty common.